Okay, so I just finished watching The Mitchells vs. the Machines, and Sony, we need to have a talk. Okay, let me first establish one thing. The Lego Movie, made by Lord & Miller, is a great movie, and it's a very important movie for me. On top of having absolutely no flaws whatsoever, that movie perfectly encapsulates my entire moral and creative philosophy, which is why it is my favorite movie of all time. Now, Lord & Miller have since directed and produced a few movies, all of which are absolutely top tier, such as the best Spider-Man movie of all time, the best Batman movie of all time, and the movie I'm gonna talk about today. So the names Lord & Miller are basically seals of quality at this point, which is why they're my favorite filmmakers. So, when I first saw their trailer for their upcoming project last year, I was overjoyed. Fast forward to May 1st, 2021, and I decide that I'm gonna watch it. And now, I'm frantically writing this script at midnight because I absolutely have to talk about this movie. So, first things first, this movie was made specifically for me. This is not up for debate. This movie was designed for me and me alone. Let me explain. The movie follows a family of 5 through an adventure to save the world from an evil artificial intelligence created by a Silicon Valley tech monopoly. So as you can already see, this movie is based as hell. The family is called the Mitchells, whose central conflict is that the father and daughter don't really understand or connect with each other. And let me just say, this movie feels like it was made for me. No, really, the humor in this is not just great. To me, it feels like I could have written the jokes. It's basically a given that a Lord & Miller produced movie will be funny, but this one isn't just funny, it's straight up relatable. Like, for example, I'm not gonna spoil when, but this movie uses the freaking Kill Bill siren as a dramatic tool. That's just one example. The movie is really funny. My favorite characters are actually the 2 robo sidekicks. About the art, it's great. It's unique, it's good looking, it's versatile, and it oozes personality and style. They seem to have somewhat perfected that mixture of 2D and 3D that made Spider-Verse so interesting. And let's not even talk about the entire third act of the movie. It's just filled with absolutely gorgeous imagery. Not to mention the small drawings all over the place, as if to describe exactly how the main character is feeling at any given moment. Oh hey, talking about the main character, I am Katie Mitchell, okay? I'm not saying I have a lot in common with her, no! Saying that I just relate to her would be the greatest understatement in the history of understatements. Seriously, like, Sony, I know you had to put that little disclaimer at the end to not piss off Apple, but come on! There's just no freaking way you didn't send a team of people to spy on me for the last 2 years. There is no way this movie wasn't made specifically for me. Katie Mitchell is an optimistic teenage weirdo who likes drawing stuff with a distinct cartoony style and whose main passions include making videos and uploading them on the internet. Her family contains a sometimes obnoxious little sibling who is, nonetheless, quite understanding, a father more or less obsessed with what's natural and who doesn't really understand Katie, an extremely diplomatic mother who she tries her best, and a really dumb but ultimately cute and nice pet. They live mostly happily, although lately they've been having less family time together, and the teenager is about to undergo a great shift in her life. Oh wait, I was actually reading my autobiography. Like, we have almost the same hairstyle too! The film was produced by Lord & Miller, but it was written and directed by Jeff Rowe and Michael Rianda, who are both most known for their work on the TV show Gravity Falls. So you know it's quality stuff. The movie obviously criticizes tech companies that steal people's private info and feed it to an AI in order to further advance a monopoly on technology. So yeah, modern problems. Before watching the movie, I had actually bet that the movie was gonna tackle sentience in some way, and I was partially right. It does explore the idea of changing. Is it possible to consciously go against your own programming? It's surely an interesting concept, but I'm ultimately happy the movie doesn't focus on it too much either. The music was made by Mark Mothersbaugh, who made the amazing soundtrack for the Lego movie and happens to be my favorite film scorer. I swear this was specifically made for me. I swear. Oh, and I have to mention the editing. It's just... it supports perfectly both the comedic and the more serious bits, and it's so incredibly fun to watch. 10 out of 10. Go watch this movie. I need to know whether this movie somehow panders to every single possible demographic at once, or whether it was made for me alone. It's like, the Lego movie perfectly represents my philosophy, and this movie perfectly represents my life. Phil! Chris! How do you keep doing this?